Hey everybody, welcome back to my next video. In this video I'll be discussing the hauntings in my home of 2019. Now during that year I may or may not have seen the ghost of the little girl again. So I am taking a quick nap on the sofa behind me and I'm lying flat on my back, and what wakes me up is somebody leans over the back of the sofa and presses two hands firmly down on my stomach like that and makes me jump, and it wakes me up. And my reaction was to knock these hands away. So I knock these hands away with the back of my hand, and I make physical flesh to flesh contact with the hands. And as I'm opening my eyes, I can see the figure of a girl. I can clearly see a young girl leaning over the back of the sofa. But as I'm knocking her arms away, I'm like, what a stupid thing to do. Fancy waking somebody up like that. You could have given me a heart attack. And so she steps back, quite startled that I've become quite annoyed. And then I felt really, really guilty, because I actually then believed it was my youngest daughter, who is she's such an angel. She's such a good girl. She's really well behaved. We've never had to tell her off. And so I start then feeling guilty as I'm waking up properly. But when I sit up, there's nobody there. I hear nobody walking out. I hear nobody running out. And we've got the laminate floor, so I would have heard footsteps. I do ask my daughter about it. She's saying, no, it definitely wasn't her. So other incidents that are happening during 2019 are, and this happened to my mum twice, is she is in the bedroom, the girl's bedroom, on her own. Everyone else in the house is out at the time. That bedroom, by the way, is the bedroom directly above where I'm sitting now. And that's a spooky bedroom. So she's in there on her own watching television. She's got the dogs in the room with her. And then she hears somebody running up and down the stairs, walking across the landing quite loud, bang, 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 bang. The dogs are quite alarmed to this too, so they're not barking or growling, but what they're doing is that their ears are pricking up, and their heads cocking to one side so they can tune into whatever or whoever it is. And when my mum investigates, there's nobody there, and we haven't arrived home yet. So that actually happens to my mum again, but this time, well, the next time it happens, is somebody has knocked on the bedroom door. And when she thought it was one of us who'd come home, sneak back home, and we're playing a trick on her, which is not unusual. We do that a lot. I know the house is quite creepy and spooky at times, but we do play jokes across each other. So she investigates, and there's nobody there. And then it happens to my youngest daughter, and she's in the house on her own during the same year. And she's got the bedroom door closed, and she hears footsteps and running up and down the stairs and running across the landing. So that quite creeped her out. She wasn't too pleased about that. So I do question people when they say that they've heard these things. Are you sure it's not next door or somebody outside? But that's easy for me to say. If I'm not the one experiencing that, then I'm bound to question other people. So you don't know until it happens to you. Another thing that happened to my youngest daughter is she went to use the bathroom late one night, early hours one morning. And as she's walking across the landing and past the top of the stairs, she sees the man leaning his head around the corner on the bottom of the stairs and looking up at her, and that really frightened her. So she goes into the bedroom to my middle daughter and wakes up. She's like, I've just seen a man pop his head around the stairs. So what happens now, even though I've never seen the man do that myself, I've never seen him do that, I am very aware. I really don't want to see it, and because I don't want to see it, I'm always looking there just to make sure that I'm not seeing it. But what happens now, especially with me, is if we need to use the bathroom and it's late at night or early hours, what I do especially is I'll text someone else in the house and say, are you awake? I need to use the bathroom. We all do, but I have to admit is I do it the most. I am the scaredy cat of the house. So, and another thing that happened during 2019 is we have a piano. The piano is just to the left of me. Now, what happened is I maintain this room really well. I keep it clean and tidy, so I'm always polishing twice a week and mopping the laminate floor and just making everywhere clean and tidy all the time. And I'm the only one who actually polishes in here. And on the piano we've got a set of family photographs in different frames, and I'll polish on top of there, bring all the photographs down, polish, and then put them all back. But I'll put it in such a way that it looks like really nice, and you know, really nicely set out, nicely laid out. And so this one time I've polished and put all the photographs back, and then I'm speaking with my husband on Skype, and then my mum comes into the living room, and after a few seconds she blows up like a bottle of pop. She's just going absolutely crazy, and she's like, who's put this photograph of my mother onto Ashley's photograph? And she's really going mad. And I'm thinking, what's up with her? Why is she shouting? And I'm not acknowledging her because she's really going, you know, fancy putting that in front of Ashley's photograph. I'm thinking, well, that photograph of my grandmother has always been in front of Ashley's photograph. Ashley's my nephew, by the way. And I'm thinking, it's always there. What have I done? Just not put it to the centimetre, to the fraction that she wanted? Is it slightly too, you know, slightly some degrees more to the right or more degrees to the left? Have I just like, no, I thought, I'm not entertaining that. She's going absolutely crazy. And if people feel like that in the house, then why don't they try taking all of the photographs off and wiping the piano down themselves? Why aren't they doing that if it's such an issue? So I'm ignoring her because she's really going absolutely crazy over this photograph being in front of my nephew's photograph. But then because I've ignored her and I'm not even looking at her, and I'm just carrying on like speaking to my husband, I hear her going upstairs and she's having the same rant and rave to my daughters, and she's going, you know, someone's done that, someone's moved that photograph. And I'm thinking, it's just, the photograph is always in front of, my nana's photograph is always in front of my nephew's photograph. It always is. It always is, because my nana's is in a smaller frame and my nephew's is in a larger frame. It doesn't matter if it's in front of it, you can still see both photographs, you can see both of them clearly. What's the big issue? What's the big deal? She's really kicking off over something that I don't think is a big deal. However, once she calmed down, what she did tell me was the photograph wasn't like in a different position as such. The frame wasn't in a different position as to obscure it, which would be impossible because it's a smaller frame anyway. What she said was, and if I'd have taken the time to listen to her, which I didn't want to listen to her like going crazy the way she was, is she said that somebody had taken my nana's photograph out of the frame and slid it inside of the frame of the photograph where my nephew was, so it was totally covering. None of us did that. We've all swore on everything there is to swear. It really wasn't any of us. So who took the photograph out the frame and placed it over my nephew? So I can actually see why my mum was very annoyed over that. That they are the incidents what have happened during the year of 2019. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you are enjoying my videos, please subscribe and hit the like button. I want to say thank you to all of those who have subscribed to my videos. I truly do appreciate that you've taken the time to subscribe, and for everyone who's watching and taking your time out of your day to watch my videos, there is a lot more to come. I know this is now 2019 that I'm discussing, but obviously we haven't had, not too much time has passed since 2019, because we've had all of 2020 and now 2021, which we've only just started. So you probably think there isn't a lot more to be discussed, but trust me, there's a lot more to be discussed in the next video. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video that I make.